All right, this is Learn the Burner. I'm Garrett,
And this is Devil.
and we're going to be talking about Mandalorian Season 2, Chapter 11. All right, so let's see. This is directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. You know who that is? That's the girl from Jurassic Park.
No.
Yeah, that's the redhead from
Wait,
Jurassic Park.
Which one?
Redhead.
Oh, okay.
The main chick.
Oh, Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom trademark Disney Incorporated. All right.
Yeah. Yes.
Another one.
That's the one.
I thought you meant Laura Dern or whatever the hell her name is. I was like, sir, you're mistaken.
Nah, I'm talking about the new cool Jurassic Park. You know.
Yes. Pratt Sick Park? Something? Some pun? Chris Pratt Sick Park? All right.
Okay, so let's do the plot. Landing on Trask. So they're back on Trask. Which planet is that exactly? Is that the main planet with the funny mechanic lady?
No, it is not.
Okay, this episode opens with the damaged Razor Crest flying over the gas giant Cole Ivan towards the moon Trask. The child and the frog lady.
So basically, they roll into like the nearest gas station.
I guess so. I feel like the moon Trask is like a big place we've been to multiple times.
I don't think so. It's like some calamari refuge or something. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, that's right. This is the place of the 3 species that live there that are like immigrated there. Yeah. The child and the frog lady are snuggled in the cockpit with the Mandalorian, while the Mandalorian mans the controls. With the landing array no responding and the guidance system not working, Mando is forced a manual re-entry. He warns his passengers that it will be choppy landing in hopes that once they enter the atmosphere, there'll be enough fuel for them to land. Okay, so this is they're getting back to they're getting to the planet that the frog lady's husband is on.
Damn, they went sublight.
Yeah, remember because the spiders broke the whole ship, and then they had to just seal the cockpit, and they were all huddled in there, and then they just basically just like hobbled their way to this Trask place, which is where the frog lady's husband is to give the eggs to, which is the quest in the beginning, and there's said to be Mandalorians there. That's what's going on.
Yeah. Yes, that is
as the Razor.
And you can see if you look closely when he's flying in, he's got like more like bounties on the back of his ship, like frozen carbonite.
Oh,
so he's been busy.
What? So like in the meantime,
your boy's been
he
busy.
Just got those.
I'm pretty sure they've been like sitting on his ship for a minute. I'm pretty sure he had them whenever he picked up the frog lady.
Oh, that's right. Whenever
it's got like freeze dried money sitting on the shelf.
That's right. As the Razor Crest descends into Trask's atmosphere, the ship begins to burn on re-entry. Mando gets the frog lady's help in holding up the lever to slow the landing. On the surface, a Mon Calamari dock worker watches the ship landing. Okay, so what's a Mon Calamari? Oh yeah, the crazy eyeball looking people.
Oh god. Relevant importance. It's all good.
Here's
shit.
Their skin color options: brown, cyan, blue, gold, green, gray, mottled, orange, pink, red, reddish brown, salmon, and white. What exactly is mottled?
Wow.
I don't know.
Mottled? It's a color, apparently. I think it's like flecked or something. I don't know.
Trask flight control tells the Razor Crest to slow down its speed. Mando engages the ship's rear thrusters in an attempt to slow down the descent. Mando attempts to land the ship on a waiting landing bay. However, the landing struts break down and the Razor Crest tilts over into the sea below.
The old crash landing for comedic effect. Funny moment.
Yeah, like his
so much fun.
The part made me laugh where it was like the Mon Calamari was watching the ship and then it just falls in the ocean.
Oh, yeah. Little fish eyes watching him.
The Mon Calamari watches with his hands on his torso as the Razor Crest is lifted out of the water by a crane walker. Oh, did you see the crane walker?
Yes, that was
it was a 4-legged walker with a crane head.
That's an AT-AT, sir, an all-terrain armored transport, and it's been modified to be a crane. Need one of those for the shot.
I guess like they're taking old war stuff, and since the war's over, they're converting it into rebuilding stuff.
Yeah, like war
Yeah.
surplus bullshit. So the new empire or whatever, the old rebels are apparently not keeping the weapons, which I guess will turn
Hmm.
out to be a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because you know
Wait,
what
what?
happens,
No, I'm confused.
right? The they turn they're now
Yeah,
the police,
the
right?
X-wing
The rebels
pilots.
are the
Yeah.
police, but then all of a sudden, 10 years later, they're the resistance.
Wait, when is 10 years
What
later?
happened? 10, 20, 30 years later, whatever, whenever the force decides to wake
Oh,
up.
wait. So we have a timeline of where Mandalorian falls in with the other movies?
Yeah, it's after Jedi and before the Force Awakens.
What?
We've been
Wait a
over this.
minute. So who? Okay, so who are the bad guys in the new Disney movies?
The First Order, which clearly is being made by Gideon.
Okay, and the First Order is not the same as the Imperialists. Oh wait, who are the bad guys in the original movies? The Empire. The Empire, right?
The robots. No, the battle droids. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the
Yeah. Well, that's like called the
Palpatine,
Empire, right?
you know,
So you
and
got
the
the Empire's
Empire.
the bad guy in the first
Yep.
couple ones, and then you have Mandalorian, which is like middle, and then you have the new Disney ones, which are the bad guy is the First Order. So you have
I'm sorry.
the bad guy in the first couple ones is the Empire, which is like Empire Strike Back, and then you got Mandalorian, which is like in the middle, and then the new Disney ones,
Dying
it's the Dying
Empire.
Empire.
The Mandalorians. There.
Oh,
It's
okay,
the
and
Dying
then
Empire.
right,
They
okay,
got
that's
their
why
ass
they're all
whooped.
like okay. So then the bad guy in the new Disney ones is the First Order. Okay.
Yeah. Nobody knows. They did 3 movies and they didn't explain one thing about the First Order. They're just like, "We're back,
Yeah.
baby."
So the
I'm like,
First Order and the
okay.
Imperial or the Empire is different, but they both use
Apparently,
stormtroopers
but they're also the same. I'm pretty sure they have the same
because they have the
contacts.
same enemies.
Whoever built, yeah, yeah. I don't know why they're not just like the Empire too, but just imagine making $3 million, multi-million-dollar movies and then not explaining
Yeah,
anything
I didn't
the
even
entire time.
realize. I thought they were just the bad guy, and it was always the same bad guy. But now,
They're called the First Order, the raised by Snoke, who is clearly a clone devised by Palpatine. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Dude. They're getting all like wishy-washy spiritual like essence transferring and like like there's like one line in the Clone Wars where they're like play against the wise, talking about like his Emperor Palpatine's master being able to extend life, like basically like what seduced Darth Vader to the dark
okay.
side. And that he was like, I can give people life, but like what the power really was essence transfer. So like he can like he he wouldn't be able to save his wife anyway. He had like dreams about his wife dying.
Who?
Padme,
Oh, right.
and he would have had to have a host body
So
to
it's like
transfer Padme into, which was never
okay.
part
So
of the
it
deal.
has like an
you know?
Orochimaru, Naruto, Sasuke type thing going on.
Yeah, or like a Horcrux,
Okay,
Harry
so you have
Potter
to like
type of deal.
sacrifice a body, and then their spirit or whatever takes over the new body, and that's what happened.
Yeah, or build a clone or have a clone vessel waiting, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of what they're doing with something. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to that episode.
Okay,
But
so you think Snoke was supposed to be Palpatine's new body?
I don't know. They really fucked that up royally. Ryan Johnson didn't know what to do, and they killed him. They didn't give him any answers, and basically shit on J.J. Abrams' dick. He couldn't do anything. He's like, what am I gonna do now? I literally have to bring Palpatine back from the dead in order to save this. We got no time to explain anything.
Oh man.
Go.
Okay. Well, that's confusing.
It's sequelitis. There's yeah. It's kind of like the Matrix problem where they're like, Neo flies off into the sky in the first Matrix, and you're like, oh yeah, you sit back with your arms folded, and you're like, yeah, he's running around the Matrix and he's large and in charge. But then they like had to like show you, like he's ruling the Matrix now, and he was all up in there. But like they had to show you all the twisting column of robots. Like I'm like, oh. Whatever makes money.
That's weird. I'm still mind blown that the bad guy changed from the Empire to the First Order. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they're Imperial remnants or some crap.
So Moff
I
Gideon
don't
is
know.
like getting that together.
Supposedly, or he's like there's a lot of like storylines and comic books and books where they talk about generals that kind of like after the fall of the emperor,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote, they go and do their own thing. They like take what few resources they had at the time, like whatever armada, and then they like basically make a bunch of bank and like try to like rule their own section of the galaxy, trying to like a new empire,
Okay.
like basically like scoundrels, like there's a guy named Thrawn, which is like a blue skinned guy, and everybody's anticipating him showing up. So I'm sure Gideon's gonna die, and then the big boy is gonna be called in. Like Gideon's probably working with Thrawn or something. Like something crazy is gonna go down.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna.
All right. Mando speaks with a Mon Calamari dock worker who offers to make it fly and to fuel it up. Amidst the crowd of Corrin and other aliens, the frog lady spots and calls out to her husband. The two embrace and celebrate the safe passage of the frog lady's spawn. Noticing the child eye the eggs, Mando promises to get him something to eat. All right.
Oh, like a little puppy
You got
dog.
the frog lady. Good. They're good. Now they're getting something to eat. After shaking hands, Mando asks the frog man about finding other Mandalorians. A hooded human woman overhears the conversation before she disappears among the crowd. I wonder who that is. That's got to be. We're gonna find out.
It's like one of those things where you look at a crowd of people and then there's like one person in the crowd, like with their full face visible with a pair of sunglasses. You're like, that's
right
the
in the
one.
middle of the screen.
That's the main
right
character.
there.
Yeah. Sunglasses on at night. Oh.
The frogs lead Mando and the child to an inn where it's frequented by Mon Calamari and Quarren. A Mon Calamari server directs Mando and the child to a table. Mando offers a bowl of chowder for the child. When the Mon Calamari server insists that he order something, Mando offers to trade for information about other Mandalorians. The Mon Calamari server serves the child and says the others with the Beskar have been through here. Okay. So he's getting information, starting the quest, talking to an NPC right now.
Yes. Talking to the innkeeper to get the first starting quest, of course.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a new area. That's who you know.
Mon Calamari speaks with a Corrin boatman. Wait, who is Corrin exactly? Corrin. Okay, the squid head people.
The triangle head ones. The whole triangle.
While the child tries a soup, a cephalopod creature surfaces from the soup and latches onto the child's face. This part made me laugh.
I knew this was gonna happen. I was like, it's gonna be a face hugger. Like they always set the shit up the same way.
The Mandalorian pries the creature off the child's face. The Corrin boatman speaks with Mando, saying that he can bring him to the others of his kind. He says that the Mandalorians are only a few hours sailing away, but warns that it will cost him. Bum, bum, bum.
Don't play with your food.
All right, a perilous cruise. The Mandalorian and the child traveled aboard a seafaring fishing vessel with several Corrin boatsmen. A Corrin asks Mando if he has seen a Mamikor eat, saying that it is quite a sight and that the child might be interested. So what is a Mamikor? A Mamikor is a carnivorous creature from the estuary moon of Trask. Oh, so this is a new animal. Huh.
I will give credit where credit's due.
But granted, it's like exactly like the Jabba the Hutt sacrifice animal. The Corrin lowers a net full of fish down an opening below the ship's deck. The Mamikor quickly devours the fish while conversing. The Corrin uses a spear to whack the child's repulsor-lift cradle below the opening. A horrified Mando shouts as the Mamikor surfaces and swallows the cradle with the child. I gotta say, when this happened, I was kind of surprised.
That was it. It was game over. They did it. They killed him. They killed the baby.
I wasn't worried ever, but I just didn't expect that to happen.
Well, the symbolism in the egg is very prominent.
Mamikors like eggs?
So to show the sensitivity of the child and the vulnerability of its species.
Okay, I can see
Okay.
that. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
I don't know. Fake deep fake
An
right there.
egg is breakable. The child is in an egg.
Notice how his species is long lived, but is only smart
You do
enough
absolutely
to
nothing.
do nothing at all. To get in the way.
The Mandalorian jumps after the
Straight
child,
up.
and the Quarren seal a metal grill trapdoor over the opening, trapping the Mandalorian. They intend to steal Mando's armor and use pikes to force him underwater, hoping to drown him. Before the Quarren can finish him, several Mandalorians with jetpacks descend on the deck and fight with Quarren, killing them with at least one falling into the sea. A female Mandalorian, here's the best.
He was so happy.
Yeah.
You could see it on his you could see it on his helmet. He was so excited.
Yeah.
Like, real Mandalorians,
Yeah, I mean,
finally. The real ones. Totally no dispute. These are actual real Mandalorians. Look at them fly. Fighting. Oh my goodness.
They open the trap door and pull Mando out. He tells them that the Mamikor has the child. She jumps into the water while her two comrades help Mando. The female leader reassures Mando they had gotten this under control. She and her companion watched the underwater explosives beneath the trap door. Shortly later, the Mandalorian who helped Mando resurfaced with his jetpack and the child's cradle. The cradle is damaged. The child is alive.
Yay.
Yeah. And they kind of just destroy the
Yay.
cradle. I was like, whoa, kind of a nice cradle.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
I was salvageable,
they could
you
have opened
bitch.
it, but instead
Like,
she like ripped the door off, and I was like, okay.
no. If it's dented, you can't open it. It's part of the manufacturer flaw.
That sounds like a safety
Well
hazard.
known.
Got a fender bender.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
I can't open my doors.
My baby's been trapped in there. Exactly.
The three Mandalorians stand while Mando
So?
thanks them. As Mando explains his quest to reunite the child with his kind, the three Mandalorians remove their helmets. And right when they did it, I was like, oh my god.
No! Fake ass
just more
Mandalorians
fakers.
over here.
Revealing themselves.
They're like, what are you from Tatooine or something?
Like, okay, where'd you find this armor? You
Jeez.
three?
Who
Their
did you
names
kill
are
for this armor?
Bo-Katan, Axe Woves, and Kosha Reeves. When Mandalorian asks the Mandalorians,
Oh, are you wanting me to say something about the characters that
I
completely
don't
are
know if they're
new?
new.
Or
I was giving you a moment. Are they new?
they were not
They're
new,
not new?
sir.
Oh,
They're
they
from
are
a
from a
cartoon
cartoon.
show.
They're from, I'm looking it up right now. It's the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Have you seen this?
Yes. I thought they were
Maybe,
from Rebels.
Perhaps.
think they're
Are they
also
actual Mandalorians?
It's just the first thing
Yeah,
that came
that's
up. Like, that's all the research I'm gonna do. That's it. Well, I've seen all of Clone Wars over my shoulder while I played World of Warcraft. You know, so there's not much significance for me personally because I didn't sit there and watch it with intent.
Yeah, like a real one.
Like
and
a
then
real
the
one.
nonsense that she was talking about with like different clans or whatever is true. Huh.
Yeah, their Mandalore is a clan, but he was like the ruler of all of all those clans. He was the clan of clans, so that's why they're called.
So there's a person named Mandalore?
Mandalore the Great. He conquered the planet basically, or united him as like a.
There's no picture of him.
King, something. Yeah, because he's only talked about in that game I keep mentioning all the
time.
Star Wars Knights of the Old
So
if you sit down and listen to the people's stories and then you get on their good side by playing with them in your party, you can like ask him about their culture and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, let me tell you about Mandalore the Great. How in the fight for the helmet, and if you wore the helmet, you ruled the kingdom." Blah blah blah. You know, I'm like, all right. So they took that into Clone Wars, where there's like, we wear helmets and we're named Mandalorians. That's it.
Okay, so there is Mando the Great, and then there's also Mando the Ultimate. And Mando the Ultimate is like the coolest dude you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And Mando the Great is like not so much.
I think one of them is like a
they're two different people. Yeah, one's a human.
Yeah.
Okay, Mando the Great is a human. Mando the Ultimate is
both
No, Mando the Ultimate is a Taug, Taug or Taung.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know much about it. There's a ton of stuff about that.
Which one? The ultimate was the Tog?
Yeah, the Ultimate.
I think it was a rival faction that like overwhelmed Mandalore the Great and stole the mask from him.
Oh,
And they had the mask and they ruled over the Mandalores and like enslaved them and blah blah blah. And then there was a great uprising and da 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 da. Da you know,
ooh, so there's two
big
sides.
big Star Wars happening. You know,
Okay, so that's why there's two different sides. Guess it all goes
there's a
back.
lot. There's they basically are like tribal like fighters, you know. They fight for survival even when it's not necessary.
Oh,
Soldiers by like Spartans, you know? Like even in the peace times, they're always like selling their work for like money, you know, mercenaries.
Hmm. Okay, that's cool.
That's mostly what you see in that Star Wars game that I'm always talking about.
Yeah,
That's the Republic.
yeah.
Like all mercenaries, like every fucking last one of them that you see. They're hired gun. So it's kind of what they do.
Well,
But
that's kind
I
of
think
cool.
Bo-Katan royalty or something. The lady,
Yeah.
lady chest armor lady.
Oh, is she royalty? No,
Something like that.
she is.
Or she's seeking like they always have like something that like makes the leader, you know. There's always like some fucking trinket, you know, like the crown or the scepter or the fucking necklace or whatever. But like in this generation right there, it's the dark blade. So they're basically like retooling like the story of like Mandalore the Great and the Ultimate, you know, where they're like the rival faction has stolen the artifact.
Oh, who was wielding the dark?
Remember the last episode,
Well,
last
I was
scene
saying
of season 1?
who stole the dark blade? So wait, Gideon stole the dark blade?
Grand Moff Gideon stole the dark blade, apparently.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like his.
No, he's not. No.
Oh.
Maybe I told you this at work or something, but there was like a Jedi Mandalorian
What?
at one point.
What's his name?
So instead of making, I don't know, he's the owner of the Darksaber. I'm sure you can look that up. The creator of the Darksaber. I don't know, but instead of a saber, he made a katana.
Yeah.
Bad.
Okay. So the creator of the dark saber is a dude named Taray Vizsla, Tarre.
Yeah, that dude.
And he was a Mandalorian kid who was force sensitive, became a Jedi, and according to legend, created the dark saber, which is a unique black bladed lightsaber. That's pretty cool. He looks.
That's why everybody had like a fucking like hella hard on when they saw that. They're like, "Oh my god, the Darksaber is canon!" You know, like, or no, it was in the Clone Wars. It was in the Clone Wars. I forgot.
Who had it in the Clone Wars?
That's like what they were fighting for. That's what they were fucking fighting for in the Clone Wars.
Who had it?
Bo-Katan and what's her butt? Maybe Bo-Katan had it. Pretty sure.
Wow.
But also, there's a show called Rebels, which takes place between. I don't know. I think Rebels takes place around this time too. Wait, maybe it's between A New Hope and Empire or something. Something's going on. But there's a Mandalorian main character in that show, a strong female lead, and she has the saber, as far as I can tell.
Really?
I haven't finished watching the show, so
that's
yeah. So I'm like, there's a lot of people holding on to it. So either somebody got killed, or somebody got captured, or somebody dropped it. Probably just dropped it. Have you seen how many times that happens in the series?
Where people just drop stuff.
Yeah, they're like, you're not supposed to drop your lightsaber. Like, yeah. I think every main character drops their lightsaber at least once. Except for Yoda.
Man, it's funny.
So yeah, there's a thing. Her main thing is to fight Gideon with all the weapons in order to get the Darksaber back.
Oh, okay. So she is like very on the rebel side or whatever it's called.
She's on her own side.
Oh.
She wants the staff to rule her people from Gideon. So she'll do anything.
Okay, that explains.
Gideon is basically pseudo in charge of the Mandalorians for the few people that are like that brainwashed. Yeah. Like the fucking crazy people that won't take their mask off.
Yeah. Just because he has the Darksaber.
People are like, you got the Darksaber. We have to listen to every word he says.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to come up. Yeah. Maybe those people in the black armor are Mandalorian cyborgs.
Oh,
or something.
I still think those are robots.
Who knows? They're robots for sure.
All right. When Mando asks the Mandalorians where they got their armor, Kryze replies, okay, so Bo-Katan's last name is Kryze. Okay. Kryze replies that the armor has been in her family for 3 generations. Mando is surprised that they don't cover their faces and say that they are not Mandalorian. Wolves remarks that Mando is one of them. When Kryze remarks Dank Ferric. Oh yeah, what does Dank Ferric mean? Because they said that a bunch.
Yeah.
What?
It's the N word.
What?
I'm just kidding. It's some curse word. It's a Star Wars curse word, like Battlestar says like fracking whatever.
Fracking.
Yeah.
So it's like
I use fracking icons.
yeah, it's basically just like a curse word, like a general curse word. Okay.
That's why the strong muscle woman says it all the time. She means business.
That's funny. All right. When Mando asks what Wolves means, Kryze introduces herself as Bo-Katan of Clan Kryze and says she was born on Mandalore and fought in the Great Purge. She says that she is the last of her line and that Mando is a child of the Watch. Okay. So this is explaining some deep Mando lore. I'm sure you have something to say. Child of the Watch, what is that?
That is a clan, sir.
And that's Mando's clan?
Yes. I think that's what I heard on the internet.
Yeah, it's only in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everybody's popping their helmet off like it's going out of fashion. Everyone's like, oh, like,
oh man.
Catch your breath in there, like playing it up.
Can't breathe.
You dang me. Crazy when Finn took his helmet off, like I was like, they could do that?
Yeah, he's like the
I
only
was like buckled
stormtrooper.
down. Yeah.
When Mando inquires about the Watch, Kryze explains that the Children of the Watch are a cult of religious zealots that broke away from the Mandalorian society. Their goal is to reestablish the ancient way. Okay, so right here she's straight up saying, it's giving you a little background, like that there's Mandalorians that are like Southern Baptist, and then there's like Catholicism.
Well, there's like the normal mercenary Mandalorians that, can look somebody in the eye. And there's the other guys that are like, we must hide in the darkness forever. Like,
yeah.
Like literal like shadow guild.
And our Mandalorian's like this shadow guild.
Yeah, he's definitely in the Thieves Guild.
The child coos when Mando responds that there's only one way.
There is the way.
It's the way. There's only one way.
There is, in fact, only one way.
One way.
One way.
Which he describes as the way of the Mandalore. Mando turns his back and rockets away from the ship as Kryze and her followers watch. At dusk, the 3 Mandalorians depart on their jetpacks, but not before destroying the fishing vessel in an explosion. The Mandalorian and the child watch from the shore. Okay, so they didn't make a deal right away. They just kind of parted.
He stormed out. He's like, sick of this.
I hate you.
There's only one way. It's mine. And he flew off on his jetpack. No.
Later that night, Mando is walking through the streets of the Trask port when he is accosted by the Quarren boatsman's brother. Who is the Quarren boatsman's brother? Oh, yeah. He gets back
Squid
and
face.
there's more squid people.
You literally just killed my brother 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Like instant fucking revenge. So you got the posse together.
Yeah, that's right. He gets right back and then they're like, hinch.
Yeah, they're like, well, if my brother didn't call back in 1 hour, he said that you killed him. So war were declared.
Kryze responds that she killed his brother before the Mandalorians eliminate the hostiles. Kryze offered to buy Mando a drink, which he obliges. So and then they're like, you want to have a drink now? And he's like, okay, fine.
Wait. Is he gonna get an extra long straw with that drink? You allowed to drink?
Yeah, how is he gonna? He probably has a built-in silly straw.
Probably puts his finger in the drink and then he's like, like a long straw.
The most dirtiest way to drink something.
with his finger straw. That thing was inside a crate dragon not too long ago.
At the bar, Kryze explains that Trask is a black market port and that they are staging weapons that have been brought and sold with the plunders of Mandalore. She explains that they are seizing the weapons and using them to retake their homeworld. Okay, so this sounds good, right?
Seems legit.
She plans to seat a new Mandalore on the throne. Mando replies that Mandalore is cursed and that everyone who goes there dies. Wait a minute, what? Okay, so is Mandalore a place?
Everything was named after that guy. Mandalore, the tribe, the place, the ship, the mask, the creed, the religion.
Oh.
Mandalore was life.
So it's okay. So it's a place. Oh, it's a planet.
Yeah, and it's tons of different things. Probably there's a gun out there called the Mandalore.
Ah.
Look over there.
Okay. Once the Empire knew they could not control it, they made sure no one else could either. Bo-Katan tells him not to believe everything he hears because their enemies want to separate them. She says that Mandalorians are stronger together.
Oh. All this without her helmet on, might I add.
Yeah, yeah, she is just drinking
rub
that
it in his face.
thing normally.
Yeah, no silly straw, nothing.
I think they've shown him eating one time, and it was like one bite of something. It was like a spoon, and he like went up under his mask or something. Did you see that?
I think that was the episode after this one.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember
He,
one
like,
part where
figures out that he can move his mask because they kind of like shit on his religion. They're like, "You're stupid," you know, like sitting there like sipping on his shit, and then like he's like, "Okay, fine, I'll raise my mask just slightly, exposing the bottom of my neck ever so slightly to sip on something."
he's gonna be.
And it's after this episode.
He's gonna be full mask off by the end of the season.
Yeah. Then Future's gonna be playing mask off. It'd be crazy.
Mando says that this is not part of his plan because he has been quested with returning the child to the Jedi. When Kryze asks what he knows about the Jedi, Mando admits he knows nothing about them and says he's hoping that they would help him by creed. Okay, so he knows nothing about them.
Yeah.
Reeves.
The fact that they're warriors.
Oh yeah, at this point they're like all wiped out, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's been a bunch of wars. There's the Great Culling. We brought that up earlier.
Wait, what was the Great Culling?
The people, the Mandalorians dying.
Oh, I thought that was called the Purge.
Yeah, whatever. You mean what I know?
Oh, okay. Cool. Wait, so there was Jedis involved in the Purge?
I think it was an Empire thing.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe some sort of a clan versus clan thing. I'm not sure. I forget. I forget the cartoon. Something's going on.
Ah. Okay, Mando admits he knows nothing about them and says he's hoping they would help him by creed. Reeves slurps on a tentacle when the child coos. As the other Mandalorians watch, Kryze offers to lead Mando to a Jedi, but asks him to help on a mission. All right, so in exchange for information, he has to do something. All right. Later that night, Kryze shows Mando an Imperial Gazanti class cruiser, which is being loaded with weapons. So, Imperial Gazanti class cruiser, what's that from? Oh, that's from like every Star Wars ever.
Your typical transport.
Yeah, it's in
heavy
like
transport.
A ton of stuff.
List them out. I don't believe you. You gotta list every one of them.
Okay, according to the port's manifest, it is scheduled to depart at first light. Mando asks if their plan is to stow away. Reeves says that their faction has been hitting them pretty hard, and that the Imperials scan for life forms as a precaution before pushing back. Mando remarks that if there are 4 of them, they have to have the element of surprise. So the 4 of them are about to bust into this ship and take it over. Kryze says exactly and explains that the freighter will travel at trawler speed inside the shipping lanes that then ascend into orbit. She says that they will jet up when the freighter is cruising at low speed in Trask's atmosphere. Kryze explains that the tower won't allow them to climb up until they have left the port's airspace. When Mando asks if there will be stormtroopers aboard, Kryze believes that there will be at least 1 squad. Woves quips that the Imperials will not hit the side of a bantha.
Sure.
So that was fourth wall breaking. with Imperial stormtroopers not hitting anything.
Yeah, they know. Plus, we find out like Mando's armor is like completely invulnerable to blasters. Like he could just like stand there and take it, like Superman.
We've also learned that it's
But
impenetrable to lightsabers.
well, we haven't figured that out quite yet.
Oh,
But
that's
we
right.
will.
Well, not yet. This episode hasn't told us.
No.
Okay, before embarking on the mission, Mando visits the Frog Lady and the Frog Man. He convinces them to babysit the child before leaving. He warns the child to behave himself and shows his hosts respect. The Frog Lady allows the child to watch the casket of eggs as the first spawn emerge.
Mm,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Letting him see the consequences to his actions, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I remember that. They're like tadpoles coming out.
Yeah, I remember that too.
All right. At dawn, the Gazanti class cruiser departs Trask, flying at low speed. The Mandalorians fly behind the freighter and take out the stormtrooper guarding it, throwing them overboard. One of the stormtrooper manages to warn the rest of the crew about the presence of pirates. Okay, so whenever they said like pirates, I was like, wow, there's also pirates? Like, you got these fishermen who are like killing people, and then you got pirates? Turns out they are the pirates.
Yeah, badass pirates.
At the bridge, the Imperial captain informs the bridge crew that they are dealing with pirates as one of the stormtroopers is thrown against the cockpit window. Oh, that part made me laugh.
Yeah, from the outside squad.
Yeah. The captain orders his stormtroopers to guard the hull and the bridge crew to seal the hatch. Okay. The Night Owls and Mando force their way inside the ship and fight more stormtroopers. More stormtroopers arrive, and the Mandalorians fight their way through the hallway of the ship towards the cockpit. In the cockpit, the captain asks what is going on and how many are there. The stormtrooper says it is hard to say, and it believes that there are at least 10 intruders. The deck officer says, yeah, it seems like there's 10.
Definitely not 10 intruders.
The deck officer says that the live readings only pick 4 foreign life forms. The stormtrooper warns that they are Mandalorians before being taken out of combat. So now they're like, oh boy.
During this whole sequence, they're like marching down one hallway, like shooting, and then like the camera moves the other into the hallway, and then they run down it, like they reason the same hallway. Kind of cool, but
like the hallway with the multiple doors.
Yeah, like reusing the scenery over and over in like different ways.
Yeah, but then they kind of use it in there. They say which compartment or whatever are they in, and they were in the remote room or whatever.
Yeah, the cargo control room. We got them.
They're locked in the okay, that's about to happen. The deck officer reports that the Mandalorians are heading to the cargo bay. When the captain asks how long until they clear the atmosphere, it makes a jump into hyperspace. The freighter pilot reports that they can't climb until they have left the harbor. The captain orders the pilot to climb immediately. As the freighter ascends, the Mandalorians encounter another squad whom they disorientate with smoke grenades before shooting them down. In the cargo bay, the more stormtroopers arm themselves with blasters, while one of the bridge crew informs the security officer down there that the intruders are heading this way.
Yeah, it's looked like SEAL Team 6, like taking these stormtroopers out. They're like tactfully taking them down.
The security officer informs the captain that he has trapped the Mandalorians inside the cargo control area, to the dismay of the captain. The security officer and his remaining stormtroopers are sucked out of the cargo bay as proximity alarms ring. So that's the part that's funny, where it's like, we got him. Where are they at? In the
Everybody
cargo control
knew
bay.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the words came out of his mouth, like he knew it, the guy he was telling knew it, the audience knew it, everyone was like, look directly at the camera. They're like, oh,
and the stormtrooper was so proud. He's like, we got him trapped.
Yeah, we finally did something. And like, yeah, you can tell they knew they fucked up. Easily.
This show has some good parts. All right. The deck officer asks the security officer if he copies. Kryze replies and thanks the Imperials for packing up the weapons nicely, saying that the weapons will be useful for a division of Mandalorians. The captain threatens to hunt them down in retaliation if they jettison everything. Kryze responds that she and her Mandalorians plan to take the entire ship, telling him to put some tea on while waiting. Mando is surprised and tells Kryze that this is more than he signed up for. Kryze replies that there is something that she needs in order to rule Mandalore, and says that the Imperials know where it is and she'll find out soon. So that must be the Darksaber.
It indeed is, in fact, what they're referring to.
Man, if she just would have said it's the Darksaber, the Mandalorian might have realized, wait a minute, I've seen a Darksaber, and then he could have been like, I know where it is. But
Man, when did he see it?
whenever they were fighting at the end of season 1, they were fighting Moff Gideon, and he was using the Darksaber.
Was he?
Yeah, I remember, because like Mandalorian like slapped on his windshield of his ship, and then he crashed the ship, and then he used the Darksaber to get out of his ship.
Yeah, exactly. Where was Mando then?
I don't know.
When he was escaping.
Around?
he thought he was dead. He was long gone by the time Moff Gideon pulled that Darksaber out.
Oh, so he never saw a Darksaber?
No.
Oh.
It's a fucking only the audience knows because of that 1 second.
Oh. Wait, so if the Mandalorian would have seen the Darksaber, would he have known what it was?
Probably not. Still. He was like, I'm just a baby. I don't take my helmet off.
Oh.
I don't know anything. Look at me. Yeah, so
Look at me.
and he only knows the way, and that's it. Ooh wee. Look at me. Yeah. Mr. B6.
Look at me. I'm Mr. Meeksy.
Ooh wee. Look at me. I'm Mr. Mando. You know?
That's so funny.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I guess it's true because he
Tell me
doesn't
I'm
seem to
wrong.
know much about anything.
Yeah. He's a blank slate, which is like the perfect part about it. He's like the man with no name. Djinn. Djinn. Jalor.
Din
I don't-
Djarin.
Din Jin. Din Jin.
Din
Jarjin.
Jarin.
Din Jarin. Yeah.
I guess that makes it good
There
for
you
me
go.
though, or people like me, because whenever something comes up, I'm like, I don't even know. Like I didn't realize the Darksaber was
Yeah,
important.
You're literally a blank slate, like with the audience too. Like you just like Mando.
Yeah.
You're figuring it out. You're figuring it out as this goes along. You're like, what is this?
Look at me.
Is this a baby Yoda? Does he even have a name?
He's cute.
Is he slow? 50 years old. That can't be right.
Hold up. He looks like an old man. Is he Benjamin Buttoning right now?
I think he might be Palpatine. Force trans essence into him. Hot take.
Oh man.
I know we already had another hot take earlier that probably may or may not come true, but I think Palpatine's inside Baby Yoda.
You're on a roll with these. You
That's
had
why he's scared.
you had the Thorn guy, you had the Darksaber guy, and now you got the Palpatine.
Well, I knew about
Baby
that.
Yoda.
He might be a force transfer conduit of some sort. That might be why the Empire is looking for him so hard. Might
Oh,
have got-
dude. Okay, hold up. That's a great point, because he's like
he may
he's a
be-
new he's a youngling. He has the potential to be great. So he's kind of he has no family. So he's kind of
Darth Emperor Yoda baby.
oh man. And
I can
The
see
Jedi-
it now.
the Jedi wouldn't train him.
Oh,
Oh, we're getting ahead of
she
ourselves.
wanted. We're like, we're gonna need a bounty hunter to train this Jedi. I can't. Maybe if you put him on a pedestal, somebody, but no, probably not.
Oh yeah, that was
You're
confusing.
gonna need a lethal, tiny baby Emperor baby Jedi trained by a bounty hunter.
Next episode, it's like Indiana Jones the baby. Put him on a pedestal at a
What?
temple.
Yeah, trade him with
A
with
bag of
bag of sand, bag of sand, baby.
All right. She
We
plans
can only
to-
be so lucky to have the Emperor come back in this this series.
Yeah, I do
If-
not want that. I feel like
If
that
anything
enemy.
can fix this show, it's bringing the Emperor in for no good reason.
I would much rather see a new enemy that's not like
Nope.
just the same thing I've seen a million times, where he just kills everybody around him that just kind of annoys him or something. It's like, come on, like
You gotta explain why the Emperor is in the Rise of Skywalker. So he's got to be in this series, and he's been there the whole time, just like in Rise of the Skywalker, Revenge of the Awakening of the Sith,
The Revenge of the Awakening.
Rise of the Revenge of the Last Awakening.
The Revenge.
Yes,
Stars the Revenge.
Menace. Right?
Oh, man. Okay. She plans to use the freighter for the battles ahead. Mando responds that he got her weapons and says that he has to return to his ship with the Foundling. Kryze tells him that he wants to find the Jedi. He will help her take the Imperial freighter. Mando protests that she is changing the terms of the deal. Kryze responds that this is the way before walking away. Mando decides he has no choice. So right here,
She fucking this is Wade him, bro.
yeah, she just changed the rules and then said, "What you gonna do?"
This is the Wade him. Oh, Nelly. It's like you kiss your mama with that mouth. And I'm like, this is the way. You know, she like snapped a Z.
Yeah.
Snapped a Z in front of her. She's like, this is the way. You know?
Oh man, that's funny.
Not in my house. So
the captain contacts Moff Gideon via hologram and informs him about the pirate hijacking. The captain requests reinforcements. When Moff asks if these are the same pirates that attacked their other vessels, the captain confirms that this is the case. The captain tells Gideon that the pirates have breached the cargo hold and take everything but the bridge and request for backup. Gideon responds that sending reinforcements is no longer feasible and tells him that he knows what he has to do before saying, "Long live the Empire."
basically, this is the way to him.
Yeah.
He also got a "this is the way" speech.
Yeah. Yeah, like basically.
You'll have to take them down with the ship. This is the way.
Yeah, like if the cargo's gone, most of the men are gone, then it's not worth sending reinforcements. That's what he said.
Yeah, it's like send reinforcements to get shot to death.
This is the way. 3 people.
To save you. It was like, you want to be saved. Just you by yourself. Okay.
Like, this is not the way.
Kill yourself. He's like, just no.
Yeah. The captain replies, "Long live the Empire," before shooting the deck officer and pilot dead. Taking control of the freighter.
Yeah, they probably would have not been cool with the idea.
Yeah, you could tell they knew what was going on. They were like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, as soon as the transmission was over, they were like,
Man. So he attempts to crash the freighter. Realizing the captain's intentions, Kryze and her Mandalorians fight their way to the bridge, clashing with a squad of stormtroopers who are armed with heavy repeating blasters. With the Imperial freighter rapidly descending, Mando convinces the other Mandalorians to provide cover fire while he charges into the path of the remaining stormtroopers. He manages to throw 2 grenades which incinerate the opposition. Okay.
That is the way.
The Mandalorians force their way into the cockpit and disarm the captain. Bo-Katan threatens the captain with a knife and demands to know the location of the Darksaber. Oh, so this is the first time that the Darksaber is actually brought up by name.
Yeah, by name. They said the thing.
The captain responds that she already knows, while Mando and Reeves stop the ship's descent, narrowing missing a bayou at sea. Wait, so the captain said she already knows? What does that mean? He didn't say she already knows, did he?
She asked the Imperial guy if
the captain. Yeah, no, she was like, "Where's the Darksaber?" And then he was like, "You already know."
No. Well, we already know. And she assumes that Gideon was the guy behind the Great Purge, the Great Killing.
Okay, so all right. I guess that makes sense then.
So he's the one who got the loot.
Yeah, that makes sense. But then it doesn't really make sense that she would go through all this trouble just to be told that she already knows where it is. And then she's like, "Okay, I do know."
She didn't go through all this trouble to ask. She just thought she would ask while she was there.
Okay.
Because, dog, she was there for the fucking guns.
Oh. Yeah, she must be building an army or something.
Oh, for sure, dog, for sure.
They bring the ship back into normal flying altitude. Bo-Katan offers to spare the captain's life, but the captain responds that his master won't be so merciful and bites an electric suicide capsule, which kills him. Whoa, what? I don't remember that.
Yeah, like as soon as Gideon was like, you know what to do, he like basically like did this like sucky maneuver, right? I think he like sucked this fucking suicide pill out of his tooth or something. He like pulled this thing out and he killed those two guys and had that thing sitting in his mouth the whole time.
Oh.
It's got a suicide pill.
Reef says they have to go because the Imperial has already sent a distress signal. Bo-Katan tells Reeves and Wolves to prepare to jump into hyperspace. Kryze asks Mando if he won't be joining them. Mando responds that he still has a task to do. Bo-Katan replies that the offer stands if he changes his mind. Mando asks where he can find the Jedi. Removing her helmet, Kryze tells the Mandalorian to take the foundling to the city of Caladan on the forest planet of Corvus, where he will find Ahsoka Tano.
They're like Clone Wars, Clone Wars, Clone Wars, Clone Wars. Like that's all that was.
Oh, that's all
Like,
Clone Wars stuff?
Yeah, they're like, remember this? Remember this bad the fuck ass episode? Woo! You're doing that again.
Well, who's Tano?
Ahsoka.
Oh, that's the
Tano.
Jedi.
Yeah, that's Anakin's apprentice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's why she was so reluctant to train Baby Yoda.
Yeah, we'll find out about that. Indeed. That is why she was like, I've seen it. I've seen it. And she's like, fear, you know? And then you wouldn't know this, but saying the word fear is like a big old significant thing because Yoda said, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate leads to suffering, and suffering leads to the dark side. So,
oh,
that is basically what it do.
oh,
That's basically what it do. She's like, I sense great fear. And, you know, the rest should be ingrained in your head because you've seen the Clone Wars 40 times.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Definitely. You talking about cartoon? You talking about live action?
Live action.
Okay.
But that's why they were like reluctant to train Anakin. And she's like blaming all that fear and anger and hate, suffering to Anakin going to the dark side, becoming Darth Vader.
Okay. Well, I wonder how much of that is due to upbringing or something other than personal choices.
Baby Yoda's afraid because he's the Emperor and he's being called out public.
Oh, he's secretly.
He's already part of the dark side.
He's already inside of Baby Yoda?
Probably.
Okay.
Well, at least $5 of it.
$5, huh? Okay.
$5. At least 3 of this podcast. Minimum.
All right. She tells him to tell Tano that he was sent by Bo-Katan and thanks him, saying that his bravery won't be forgotten. She says that this is the way. Mando answers in unison before departing through one of the airlocks. Back at the frog couple's home, the child is playing with the tadpole under the parents' supervision. Mando returns and thanks the couple for looking after his foundling. He congratulates the couple for their children and declines their offer for more pets. Wait, what? He congratulates the couple for their children and declines their offer for more pets? What does that mean? They offered him pets? Anyways, at the port,
I was like, they offered a child? What the fuck?
I don't know. At the port, the Mandalorian is not impressed with the Mon Calamari dock worker's job, having paid 1,000 credits to repair the ship.
Let's discuss it.
Discuss what?
What's there to discuss about this perfectly fine calamari shipwright?
Okay.
His craftsmanship.
Did it have a weird satellite shape? Or is that Star Trek? Or is that Star Wars?
It's Millennium Falcons.
Oh, God. Okay.
So anyway, it had fish nets. He rebuilt the ship with fish nets.
What?
You don't remember any of that shit?
No. Wait, but in the episode we just watched, it didn't have fishnets.
Well, I don't know. Did you see the inside of the ship? Oh, I guess you did.
I don't recall.
You did whenever he's tucking them in to sleepy by time.
So he like rigged the ship up with fishnets to make it work?
I don't know if it was like electrical fishnetting or what have you.
That's kind of funny.
Insane.
Does that have a bigger significance?
Very significant. See, the fishnets were part of high society. If only the high class had fishnets in ancient Katamari times. I'm just fucking with y'all,
Yeah, that sounds like the most bullshit thing I've ever heard.
Ancient fishnets of high society,
Those are
sir.
actually dark saber fishnets.
Those fishnets were in the dark temple of the Sith in 80 BBY.
The emperor is actually
with...
in the fish.
Yeah, exactly. Darth fishnets.
All right. Dan enters the cockpit of the Razor Crest and places the child in the co-pilot's seat. Mando grumbles about Mon Calamari for preparing the partially repaired ship for departure. As the ship rumbles during the takeoff, a tentacle creature surfaces and climbs several cables. It descends on the child, but the Mandalorian catches it right before making contact. Mando tells the child that he finally knows where he has taken him, but warns that it will be a bumpy ride. As the child slurps up the last tentacle of the creature, the Razor Crest departs Trask before jumping into hyperspace, and a small piece of the ship falls off in the process.
Yeah, shows that high craftsmanship. It's supposed to be like well-known shipwrights, you know?
Yeah, apparently not this guy.
Good. Yeah, it's giving calamari a bad name.
Yeah. Well, did we miss anything in this episode?
Tons and tons, but I can't remember it. Tons. Infinite amounts of stuff.
Are you sure?
But what happened this episode again? The thing. Yeah. We talked about the walker. No, I can't remember.
The Crown Walker.
I think we're good. We talked about all the funny shit.
Yeah.
So
that's
about right.
Okay, well, this was Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 3. This is Learn the Burner. I'm Garrett.
And this is Noble.
And I'll see you later. Bye.
This is the way.